Welcome back to Robert Loyale, where I show you the ins and outs of graphic design as it pertains to t-shirts, logos, and GIF animations. And today I'm showing you how to make this simple over-under pattern in Illustrator. Now this technique is used a lot in the apparel industry, from like collared shirts to book bags and shoes and all kinds of things. It's just a well done pattern that eludes the idea of sturdy and strength. And if you have ever designed for fashion, you would actually have to learn how to do this pattern in vector format. And a lot of this stuff is done with the shape builder tool in Illustrator. So today's tutorial is not just a tutorial that's going to show you how to do it, but it's also going to give you the basics of the shape builder tool. And it's also going to give you the basics of fashion design. So if you guys like this one, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, then consider subscribing, because I do this all the time. And if you have any comments or questions or anything concerning this pattern, then let me know in the comment section below. I'll definitely be able to answer that for you. With that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and make magic. Okay, so the technique that I'm showing you guys today is pretty much the over-under technique. You kind of seen this a lot, but it's really simple to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by drawing some rulers. So if you hit Command R, you're going to get these stuff on the side of your artboard and all that. And this is pretty much cool to have, except a lot of people don't read in points. So what you want to do is go ahead and right click on this and bring up the inches. And that looks just a little bit more easier for people to see. Now, the second thing that we need to do is just go ahead and draw out some rulers. So I'm just going to bring one over here like this, and it kind of snaps. So it goes 0, 2, and 4. I'm just going to go ahead and put it right here, even though it doesn't say 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and go every 2 up. So, and then we'll go to like 8. So what I want to do now is just kind of lock that layer down and then bring up layer 2. So with layer 2, what I want to do is just kind of fill in the first 2 squares here. So this right here and maybe this one right here, and we'll just go from there. What I can do is just highlight both of these and just kind of bring it over. And so now that I did that, what I can do now is just hold down Command and press D until I get up to like this point. And this is kind of what I want right here. So what I'm gonna do is highlight all of these and then kind of scale them down and then bring it to the center. And then I want to scale them up to get this. And if it's kind of overlapping at the bottom, all I'm gonna do is just take the rectangle tool and just kind of scale it at the bottom real quick. Just make that, and use the shape builder tool just to delete those out. And that looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do now is just take all of these and then hit Command C. That's just gonna copy it. And then I want to hit Command F, and that's just gonna paste it in the front. So now when I turn these to the opposite side like this is what we get. So you definitely have seen this pattern throughout your entire life. It's just been there, so you guys kind of already know what's about to happen. We're gonna take one of these lines and it's gonna overlap on one of them, and then on the other one it's just gonna go up under. So how will we do that in Illustrator? I know you guys know how to do it in Photoshop, but if you don't, I'm definitely gonna do that as a follow-up video. So you guys let me know if you haven't done this in Photoshop. I'll do it in Photoshop for you. But here in Illustrator, it's kind of a little different. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and select all of these, all right? And then with the shape builder tool, we have to go through and kind of select out the shapes and kind of build them from there. But as you can see, when we hover over these boxes or whatnot, it kind of highlights. So that's something that actually means something in this tutorial, because as you can see, when we hover over these with the shape builder tool, there's a plus symbol. So clicking on 2 of these would pretty much make a shape. So if I clicked and held and then I drug down just a little bit, those 2 just became 1. And that's pretty much what we need to do in this tutorial. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna kind of decide which ones are gonna go over and which ones are gonna go under. So as we can see, this point right here, we can click and hold and just kind of drag over just a little bit, and that's gonna go over this line right here. But if we want this to go under right here, we don't have to click that, but we can then click on these 3 and it goes over again. And then we have the under, and then we can go over, and then the under, and then it's over, and then the under, and then the over, and then the under, and then that point doesn't count. But now that we have that and it's going over this line, we need to go ahead and set this over this line as well. So we're just gonna click and hold those and just go over and let that go under, and let that go over and let that go under, let that go over, let that go under, let that go over, let that go under, and let this go over, and then that doesn't matter. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do this for the rest of these, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it. So as you can see, it looks as if everything is going over and under and it's kind of wrapping around and doing its own little thing, which is what we wanted to do. I'm gonna go ahead and deselect this, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and pick out some of these lines and just make it different colors so you can see what the effect is. So for an example, I'm just gonna hold down shift and I'm just gonna click on this row just a little bit just to kind of get that out. And then over here in my panel, I'll pick color guide and kind of select the color that I kind of want. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this drop down, and I'm gonna select out a monochromatic 2 kind of thing, and then we're gonna just pick maybe this color right here. So basically what I want is all the overs from this side to be that blue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of draw that out, and then when I get there, I'm just gonna use the color picker to pretty much change the color. And that looks good. We got that, and I think I want to change up the unders now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick all the unders and just do that. All right, and I think what we want to do is change this to this maybe silverish kind of color right here. That looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through and pick those out as well. Now I want to take the overs of the ones that are kind of going downwards and just change those to a different color as well. So I'm just gonna select all of those out and then change the color of that. Now I want this to kind of contrast the other colors, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick an off yellow kind of color and then change that up. And that looks pretty good. What I want to do now is select all this and copy this and put this into Photoshop and show you how I texture individual colors in this. So I'll meet you in Photoshop. So now here we are in Photoshop, and there's just a few things that we want to do to pretty much get this textured out. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this gold real quick, and I just want to go ahead and turn on the noise, kind of corduroy kind of like texture that I have right here. And then I want to go to the bottom of my layers panel and create a mask. Now basically what I did was I select out that gold and I put a mask on top of it, and that's what you want to do with this. So to make this look good, what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and turn this into an overlay, and then I'm gonna double click on this and then kind of mess with the blend if. So what I want to do is turn the white portion of this layer maybe down here like this, and I'm gonna do it again for the underlying layer, and it's gonna give us something like this. I think this looks good right here. I'm gonna hit OK. And if it's still too powerful, I can just drop the entire opacity for that layer. Now I'm gonna go back in on this, and I want to select out the darker blue, and I want to put this jean texture in as well. So I'm bring up my jean texture, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put a mask on it, and this is what we get. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this into an overlay and then double click on it. Now the underlying layer is a whole lot darker than this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this over to just maybe like this much right here, and then I'm gonna hit OK. And now I'm just gonna bring down the opacity for this as well, not too much, but like maybe like this, and this looks good to me. And then we can do the exact same thing for the other layers as well. And with that final tweak, we've finished this design. Now the over under is used a lot, but it's not the only design pattern that you have to learn. You'll definitely have to learn loops and other things as well. So if you want to know those, then let me know in the comment section below. And if we hit 100 likes, I'll follow up with a video that shows you how to do this pattern in Photoshop. But if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing because I do this all the time. It's really up to you. You can definitely check out the rest of my channel and catch some type of value that's going to help you out in your pursuits. And if you can, let me know in the comment section below how you're going to use this pattern. I definitely put a lot of textures on this, but you can do other things as well, so let me know. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and close this out. So stay amazing, stay creative, but above all else, stay awesome.